On today's episode of Watch Jericho, we are here with the original owner, 1983 Volkswagen Rabbit GTI, and today we're gonna make it run. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Jericho, and like I said, today we are here with the Volkswagen GTI that, even though it doesn't look level, is actually lifted in the exact same spot on all four. I don't know what's going on. We're on the frame in the front and we're on the pinch weld in the back. It's kind of weird. She's angled. She just likes living life angled, but it's very, very secure, not going anywhere. And today what we're gonna do is swap out the fuel pump, because obviously that should be the only thing wrong with this car. It just got detailed. As you can see, it's now covered in rain because on the way over here it was raining. Nothing a little quick rinse and some quick detailer won't take care of. It will look pristine again, brand new again. And swapping out this fuel pump, hopefully it makes it run. Now, we're not just doing that. Obviously, we are changing the fuel filter. We're even changing the hose from the gas tank itself. So let's jump into that box from FCP Euro right now. Over here, the Rabbit is already draining all of its fuel out into that pan right there. You guys can see it dripping away, even dripping outside a little bit. But here is our box of goodness. Hopefully everything we need. We've got a Bosch F5601. It should be the fuel filter. It even sounds like it has new crush washers in there. The Bosch fuel pump. This should be the OEM one right there. A bunch of crush washers. Awesome. And this should be the fuel line from the gas tank to the fuel pump. Let's get to work putting this stuff on. I think we're ready to start on the fuel pump. There's basically no fuel left in that tank. All right, guys, we are waiting on the last of the fuel to drip out of the tank there, but I did get the old elbow off, and that needed to go away because it was completely rotten. I cut that, but up here around the gas tank, it was just shot. So we got a new one of those, obviously. That should solve one big problem. I took out this bolt here on this bracket that's isolated to the pump. There's one more bolt right there you gotta take out, and then a banjo bolt, or yeah, I think it's a banjo bolt, out of the front of the pump, and two little wires that are on, I don't know, 6 mils. So I got the covers off of that. We're gonna loosen those up and we should be out of here. As the fuel pump is out, pretty simple. It's got kind of a banjo bolt cap on it. There is a check valve in there, if you can see that little spring on the fuel supply side. It is marked plus and minus. They're two different size studs. Really hard to mess this up, so that's cool. And the inlet is literally just plug a hose into it. So I'm going to get the new pump here, leave this band on it that makes it the correct size, and get that swapped into this noise isolating bracket, and we'll put it all back together. Guys, look at that oil coming out of here. We decided to go ahead and change the oil because it was here and there's a new filter. Mike and I obviously had already checked the oil and it looked flawless, but they handed me a new filter and a filter wrench and a full set of Mobil 1, and they were like, this is here. So we're changing the oil. Brand new oil. And a few other little things. This thing was always taken care of, even when it was in the barn. We found out Mike's dad would go out there and pull all the plugs and throw some oil in the cylinders and everything like that. Like, it's an impeccably well cared for car. And now we know, we put that fuel pump in, crack the key. I don't know, I didn't even mention it, but like, it's 2 bolts, banjo bolt, 2 clamps, done, 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 done. So we're flying through it. New crush washer on the oil pan plug here, and in 2 minutes we'll have it all done, and we'll change the fuel filter and be on our way. All right, guys, the new fuel filter's in. Yes, I know the clamp's not on there. This filter fits, but the factory one was a 401. This one's a 601. It's slightly bigger. All the threads, all the connections are the same, but the clamp won't fit. So the clamp is in the back, in the box for the new owner. Whoever picks it up next, they can swap down to a smaller fuel filter. Bigger fuel filter, better, honestly. So we've got it all sorted out. We just finished changing the oil, filled it up with a Mobil 1. Let's see if she starts. It's completely out of gas. It should be completely out of gas, but let's see. Can I do it? Oh, is it going? It's very slow. I think it's going. There it goes. We got it. All right, guys, we literally ran to the gas station. We got 2.5 gallons of fresh premium. Obviously this car doesn't need premium. The compression ratio is like 8.5 to 1. Very, very, very low compression. New oil, new filter, new fuel filter, new fuel pump. Will it run under its own power for the first time in 20 years? The gas can sure won't. It stopped. Well, we got some gas in there. Like maybe a half gallon. Let's see if she'll start. Hey! We got a fuel leak. This fitting needs to be slightly tighter. Now, it doesn't look like it's spraying, but it's the fitting's a hair wet.
17. Or is that the 17 side?
This is the 19. I just want to try to snug this up just a hair. These were rubber washers, and we actually didn't have them. Okay. Very snug. Thank you, sir. Anything?
I don't see anything.
Okay. All right, guys, we've got the pump jumped. You can hear the fuel rushing through the metering block there. So we're definitely getting some fuel through here. Let's try to start it up. See if that was the magic. The relay is out on the ground right there. So sneak in here real quick. It's running. Missing a little bit, but it's running. All right. It's running, guys. Oh, you got it. It's cleaning up. That's it. Hey, when you did that, it cleaned up like crazy. That last injector. Yeah. Yeah, can you hit it again? It doesn't want to idle or hang. Oh, it's idling. It is idling.
Oh, you never idled before?
It would just start and die after 2 seconds. All right, guys. Yesterday when we talked to Monty, who was a CIS tech that worked on these cars, he said the trick was, a lot of times, if they had been sitting underneath the hex nut on the injector, he was like, just take a hammer and a screwdriver, give it a couple of taps, and the dirt, anything lodged in the injector, will free up and it'll run. So I started it and held the throttle while Johnny tapped it. Look at that. I was not expecting a couple hammer taps to just bring them right back to life. Are you trying to set the idle with the throttle cable?
Yeah.
I see your plan. It's a good call.
I hear a massive vacuum leak.
I also hear a vacuum leak, but I think you're actually hearing the CIS because these injectors sound like a motor running.
You're right.
That's amazing. It's amazing, dude.
I have a question.
What?
How old is the timing belt?
Oh, super old. At least 20 years, yeah. But it's not interference. It's not interference. If we break it, the timing belt's $12 or something.
I guess you're driving it, huh?
It runs. I'm not driving it. I still think we're going to trailer it. So what you do, he's tapping right on the top of the hex nut there. You can actually tap underneath that if you have a CIS car, and that should free up any gunk in this. But amazing. It's definitely running on all 4 cylinders. Just idling along, no big deal. Like it's 1983. All right, here it is, idling after 20 years. Like I said, definitely I'd do a timing belt just because condition unknown after 20 years, but it is running super smoothly. We haven't tried the AC. I'm not going to. That's her. Smooth. It's almost up to temp. The engine bay wasn't detailed but everything else was. And she's just running right along. Coming up to temp. First temp cycle in years. Pretty awesome. Well, shout out to Johnny. It's all about that hammer tap in the right place. And shout out to Monty for telling us where to hit with the hammer. It's pretty funny, that couple of hammer taps. We cleaned a lot of stuff up. We ran the fuel pump for a while and the jumper wire. I wanted to make sure that the fuel distributor was running and it was returning a bunch of fuel to the tank. I think we got it.
Yep.
So that's the end of this thing. It's actually sold. It had to be fixed today. The guy who's buying it is flying it on Saturday, I've heard. And he needs to, well, I'm gonna be gone, so I gotta get the car out of here and out of my hands, back over to the original owner's house. 20 plus years in a barn, got it running, got it out of the barn, got it running, got it detailed, and it's sold before it ever even made it to the auctions, which is crazy. I won't be in town for that, but they'll get all that figured out, and hey, at least I got to get it running and drive it one time. A beautiful, almost straight out of the showroom, Rabbit GTI from 1983. That was a lot of fun. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjaergo.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. I know you guys have been wondering what I've been doing, but there was a team effort over here. We had to get the underground twin turbo Huracan, the 1250 horse car. There was an oil leak coming from the bottom or top of one of the precision turbos on here, this one over here on the driver's side, and we actually tore this whole car down and swapped an AN fitting and also pulled the drain lines off and put new turbo blankets on, and that actually ended up taking basically all of yesterday. And then we took it out today, tested it out, made some pulls. We don't see a leak. I don't see a leak under it. Seems like it's holding up. No more oil smell or smoke on startup. So this weekend, I think we're taking this and probably the 911 Turbo S and heading to Arkansas, but also heading to the lake at the same time. It's one of my good friends' funerals this weekend in Arkansas. He was a big Lambo guy. There's supposed to be like 40 Lambos there, so that's why we need to take that one.
What is it?
Hey, Casey, this looks like normal blanket burning off, right? We got just a little bit of smoke. It smells like burning donuts, not like oil. There's the connector. It looks incredibly dry. We just want to be sure. And here's the outlet. Sorry, it's shaky. Looks dry.